Well, this is all for Dog Belly, so
yeah,
go out
man.
there. I mean, I'm sure it's
Out,
yeah,
doing good.
because we were supposed to have this a couple weeks ago when it first dropped, so I'm sure it's fucking.
To bring it full circle.
Yeah.
What's so funny is Jelly Roll. When he said when I first started talking to him, he came up to me. The question he asked that I never actually got to. The very first thing I was going to say on the show was, he goes, "Hey man, love the special. We watched it on the bus the other night. We had such a good time. Like man, front to back, hilarious." He goes, "But I have to ask you a question." He goes, "In case I missed it," he goes, "Why is it called Dog Belly?" I'm like, well, then you missed a major part of it.
A huge chunk of it. Like, arguably the most.
Why is it called Dog Belly? He goes, I thought you just said you watched it yesterday. Why is it called Dog Belly?
Speaking of that, and you had put this out as a clip as well, but the dude who was just sitting there, the guy who broke the chair,
poor guy,
is one.
I can't believe. I can't believe we didn't talk. We might have to do another hour. That was insane. Where you were like, you're not just gonna sit there like that,
just in a pile of chairs.
Fucking fully accepted it.
But what a fucking that's a fan. You know what I mean? That's a guy who's like, I can't interrupt Big J. He's filming a special. I broke the chair. I'm just gonna sit here.
Yeah, Ari made such a thing. Ari Shaffir produced it. Executive produced it, and he was really hands on, which was awesome. And he did such a great job. And that was one of the things. He got everyone so afraid of moving around or anything during the show. When the guy's chair just sunk down into a thing, he just. Fatly accepted just being there the whole time. Did they keep that? Is that in the special? They keep the thing where I was like, there's people going. He goes, "You want to help up?" He goes, "No, I prefer it like this." So he doesn't want to. He just didn't want to make a scene. I get it too. You don't want anybody to know. He just starts sitting in the inside on a pile of chair.
It is funny because the way you can see it on camera, he doesn't look that big. But then he kind of stands up, and you're like, "Oh yeah, you're a big man.
Big boy.
You're a lot of man."
Ari, I saw you on. I think you were Segura, and he even set up all the chairs. He was
helping set up chairs. He was,
which is cool because a lot of times I feel like we're entering this era of produced by, and I think people are slapping their name on shit. So the fact that he was
of course, and throwing money at it.
For sure. Yeah. Which is a big part of it. So the people do that, all cool. But to be involved in it is.
I also love it. Ari, all he wanted was the executive producer credit on it and stuff, which he didn't even really ask for that, quite honestly. He just kind of dove in and started helping and kind of got me the whole crew. Like I said, I was numb to the whole thing. I don't know any of it. I asked, when he was like, "You're going to self-produce this. Let's do it. We're going to get this out there. You're going to do it your own way." And I'm like, all right. I know so little. I was like, well, I guess we now start the process of interviewing 300 people to. So you're the guy who does that third light that we're going to need. Why should you have the job? He was like, no. He's like, you hire a producer, or the producer puts a team together. I'm like, oh, there's the first thing I would have blown myself. Did I hear you say you were a key grip? Let me talk to you for a second. What's a key grip, first of all? And do I have to hire one for this? But it was, he really went hands and didn't ever want it to be that's a rough one for me. I know I have friends who have specials like this, and it doesn't matter. The material's the material. If it's people love it, they love it. But I always think it's weird, the so-and-so presents.
Yeah.
It's not letting them get their burn. My first Comedy Central special, if it was called So-and-so Presents Big J. Oakerson's Live at Webster Hall, I'd be like, oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't have two names. This is my big
Totally,
thing. This is it, man. I'm doing it finally.
Yeah,
So it's he didn't even, I almost had to push to be I'm like, no, even in the trailer and stuff, I'm like, yeah, no, peace. Produced by Ari Shafir, man.
Yeah, that's crazy to
take
away someone's moment like that.
Dude, you were saying with Segura, you were like, but maybe it was Tom was saying to you that, no, it was you. You said, he's pretty great in the comedy world. He said, unless you're Bobby Lee.
Oh, my daughter said that. That was pretty fun. My daughter watched. There's a documentary, a short documentary on YouTube now called Ari Shafir, the most evil man in comedy. It's a compelling argument. It's
yeah. A lot of evidence supporting that.
It's a compelling argument, but it's funny. My daughter loves Ari, so he's just been around since she was significantly small, and also a person who one of the first people she knew who's notorious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's she's all over social media when the Ari Shafir, Kobe Bryant thing happens, and she's like, Uncle Ari. She came. So she he can do no wrong in her eyes. She just loves his weird chaos starting shit. She watched the most evil man in comedy documentary is about. The first story is the Bobby Lee where he's nonstop attacking Bobby Lee physically for a fight they had years ago.
Yeah.
And then
So
dosing
this is
Bert.
done seriously to try to take Ari down, or is
Yeah,
it done?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But but I'm just telling you it's funny.
Yeah.
So by all means watch it. It's not going to take him down. It's stupid. But he doses. It's him dosing Bert.
Yeah.
They leave out dosing me, by the way. I guess
Yeah,
that
you
wasn't
got
that evil.
fucked, too.
I guess that wasn't evil.
Which that was excellent though, because you were trying to get him, and he turned the tables on you, right?
No, it
Wasn't
was
that-
awful
I thought-
because I didn't want to be a part of anything like this whatsoever.
I was
and
gonna
it
say,
ended up
that's
happening to me.
chaos.
No,
I
it
thought-
was
didn't he
no,
did swap on somebody,
yeah.
right?
So what happened was Lewis, without telling me and Dave, was like, "We're gonna get Ari because this is what he does to people. We're gonna dose Ari with acid."
Right.
I didn't know that, and he told Shane before the show also, Lewis. So Shane told Ari. Nobody told me. In fact, Lewis said that he was going to do. In fact, when Lewis said months before that he was going to do that at some point, me and Dave were both like, "Dude, I don't want to get into the game of like dosing people."
That
Fuck
because that
up.
game just.
Oh, we also
escalates,
like
and it's
the three of us all have kids. Like,
Yeah,
it's just like a
yeah,
thing
yeah.
where it's like it's
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
my daughter can watch now and stuff. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like I don't
for
want
sure.
like let's not get involved in that. And then a couple weeks later, I guess, or whatever, months later, he just did it, and I didn't know. So what you'll see in the episode is I had already drank. Shane told Ari, so Ari was looking for it, and when he saw the little tab in there, when I wasn't looking, he switched beers with me. Now Ari didn't know that I wasn't involved in it much or
Sure.
anything like that. He didn't know. But what's funny is after I've already drank it, I'm saying something at one point. I notice while I'm talking that everyone's like, like not paying attention to me even while I'm talking, and I'm like, guys, I go. So then after I finish my statement, I go to Lewis off mic, and I'm like, what's going on? Why is everybody like? I see this as weird. Like, what's the
Yeah.
weird reaction? And he goes, "We dosed Ari with acid." And then I look over at Ari, and Ari is doing like doing like all kinds of weirded out thing, and I was like, no. And you see me going, no. I'm like, guys, Lewis, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? And then I'm kind of mad at Lewis, and then Lewis goes, we're gonna tell him, Ari, guess what? We dosed you with acid in your beer, and Ari just goes, oh man, really? Did you? Or did I just switch it with Jay's beer? And, so it's like, and then seeing me have the realization, goes, ha, no. Like, what? No. And he's like, yeah. I'm like,
Yeah, that's some
no.
Joker shit.
I'm like, no. And then I was bummed. Yeah, that bummed me out. That was a rough night.
Yeah, and then you just trip.
They all
for 5 hours or
apologize. Look,
whatever.
it's a thing. It's fucking. Like,
Well,
look,
also,
I get he
if-
goes
if-
for it and stuff like
if-
that, but it's like he wouldn't do it again. For
If you
sure.
switch it with Lewis, like fair game.
But in fairness to Ari, what we had to go through was
He didn't
he
know.
didn't know that I wasn't any part of it. It was like
and you
in his mind, he's like the Legion of Skanks is going to dose him, so he got one of
for
us.
sure,
But
for
like,
sure.
it was still like, guys. But that's what's the thing about that. I'm like, why me? This is literally the,
Yeah.
guys. I don't want to go to the movies. Like people get attacked at movie theaters, and I'm the only one who gets attacked.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
When we had him on, he pulled out his fucking shitty, bloody man pawn out of his ass
Mm-hmm.
and waved it at us and put it on his phone, like rubbed it on his cell phone.
that phone box of find
Huh.
inside of it is that phone. I went right to the Apple store. I was like, I'm never gonna look at this phone the same again.
No.
He just because I got up and ran away because we didn't know if he was gonna throw it
literally
at
just-
us or
As
whatever.
we're talking, he's just like,
Oh. One time he just laid it on Lewis's shoulder, and he didn't know he was doing the show for like a
Disgusting.
half hour. It's so wretched.
I said it's the Ari Shafir tax.
Yeah.
You're going to get a great conversation. He's an all-time comic, an amazing podcaster, and then he'll do something irredeemably bad, and you have to decide whether you accept that.